Okay, I thought I'd give you a little review to help you with studying for the spreadsheet quiz you're going to have, and thought this might be a little help for you. First of all, know that you need sheets, and to add sheets, you click the plus sign. That would add a fourth sheet. Move them down there. Okay, let's say I want you to have random numbers here. So you could use a formula, and you know that all formulas begin with an equal sign. So I'm going to type an equal sign, and I want random numbers. So I start typing rand, and it appears, and it'll say, okay, it's a random number between 0 and 1. Yeah, let's do that. That'll be a decimal, and I'll hit enter. There's a random number. Fabulous. Now this right here, this corner, I can just click and drag it to as far as I want, and know that that formula in the formula bar appears in all of them. So that's kind of cool. That's random number. If I want a random number between two numbers, then again I can use a formula, which is an equal sign, and I can do rand between, and let's say I want it between 1 and 10. You can choose any two numbers, and those numbers will be there. Again, we're going to drag that down, and now that formula is copied beneath that. Well, if you're just looking here and you don't know what this means, you really need to have a header. So let's insert. We can insert a row here. I'm going to insert one above and make headers for this. So I'm going to name this row random decimals. And I can press tab, and I'll just write random numbers. Okay, to make it stand out a little bit better, we can do Control B and Control U to bold and underline. I'm going to drag this out slightly so I can read it. And now let's use column C to manipulate this somehow. So let's make this, we'll start with the equal sign, a formula. Let's just add those two. And so we know the answer to an addition is sum. So I'll choose sum, and it's going to say, well, what do you want to add? I can simply click and drag, and it automatically puts in those cells, A2 to B2, hit enter, and now I can see it added that up. And again, click and drag that down, and then I can add my header and say sum of A and B. That pretty much gives that explanation. There we go. And now we have that. We can see that sum in that formula was carried throughout. All right, let's label this sheet. We'll just say formula practice. And I think I want this rather to be number 1, so I'm going to move that over there. So that is formula practice. Okay, hold. All right, another quick review is that of creating graphs. Now we did pretty much practice in class with doing line graphs and then searching the internet for other data. Well, I just have some random data here of a survey I took in my period classes of their favorite ice cream. I'll again make this nice and neat. Maybe I even want to make all of this centered, make it a little bit more pleasant to look at, and we'll make this bold too. So there, that's okay. So if I want to show this data in an illustrated graph, okay, I want to choose the data that I have selected here. I have to select it. So I'm going to hold the Shift key down and use my arrow key to select all the cells that have data in it. And now I'm going to go to Insert a Chart. notice it's also in the toolbar as well. It does give us some recommendations, and we'll go with this recommendation and see what we can add to it. So we choose this and we'll customize it. Alrighty, so I don't think this is the best title, so let's change this and we'll make this the comparison. Of favorite ice creams. All right, there we have a title now. We can keep the legend on the right. Arial's fine unless you want to change. You can change the background, and we can also even change, let's see here. Okay, well, we can't change the color as you can in Microsoft Excel, but that's okay. We'll just keep it as is, but we will make sure we have our labels here. And our left axis would be number of votes. And we'll add that. So we have number of votes, and we can also put label here, Mrs. Z's classes, have it there, and okay, looking pretty good. It would be nice to put the value in there so we can label that data as well, and then we can insert that graph. So let me move this aside, move that aside, and there's one graph. We could even do a singular graph just by selecting first period, and maybe we just want a pie graph to show what percentage of students like what kind of ice cream. So you can customize that as well as we did with the column graph. So have that as some background in creating a graph. Of course, we want to change this label to first period's favorite ice creams. And there we have that. Okay, so we have two samples of different graphs that you can create with data. Alrighty. Lastly, I'd like to talk about, and let's name this spreadsheet graphs. Okay, and we'll move that over here. Oh, no, we will move that over there. Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about concatenating. So first of all, we're going to insert a row, so we know how to do that. And we'll name this first, last, and we will combine these and make this bold and underlined. Okay, and to concatenate, we want to put these two together. So we are going to put an equal sign and start typing concatenate. And it's going to say, what do you want to concatenate? Well, we want to concatenate, put together A2, and we're going to separate that with a comma, a quotation, fill in a space, another comma, and then B2, enter, and now it puts John Doe together. Review, drag that down, and now we've got the whole row concatenated. Another item I'd like to point out is sorting. So we can sort this now by selecting the data and go to Data, Sort Range, and we want to say it has header rows so that we can sort by last name. We'll do A to Z. And now it is all put together in alphabetical order. Let's say after we alphabetize it and sort it, we want to number it. So let's insert another column. We'll insert to the right. Oops, we don't want that to the right, to the left. insert one left, and we don't even have to give it a title. We'll just put a number 1 there and enter. But let's make this centered. I like things centered and orderly that way. Now we're going to use a formula to order that. So we want it to be the sum of whatever's above it, comma, and we're going to add 1 to it. Hit enter, and now we have 2. So now we can drag that down and have that list. And of course, you can even drag it down further as far as you would like. Okay, I hope this helped give you a little bit of a review for the quiz that you will have to, oh, let's not forget to name this. We'll name this sorting and concatenating. Let's just do more functions. All right, here's your review for your quiz, and I hope you will rock while you do it. You will have to do all of these types of activities on your quiz. All righty, thank you.